The Running
Give her
Man.
$6.
Oh,
I think it's going to make it worth purchasing the product, don't you think?
who?
I mean, it's only $6, right?
$6 for who? Zoom.
Yeah, I mean, this is why you get left out of conversations.
We're talking about a prostitute.
Well, I didn't want to say, I didn't want to hurt her feelings, but love is love.
It's a gay thing. What?
Do your title. What movie are we doing?
A waste of time. The Running Man is a 1987 American dystopian action film directed by Paul Michael Glazer. Hey, don't scratch the couch. That's producer Elvis.
See, you
Um,
could have just given her $6 and she wouldn't have scratched the couch. It's worth the extra investment.
Producer Elvis scratches couches when he wants to. He's a good boy. Um, Brian, directed by Paul Michael Glazer and starring Arnold Swarchenafricanamerican, Maria Conchita Alonso, Richard Dawson, Yafet Rakotto, and Jesse Ventura. Film is set in the dystopian United States between 2017 and 2019, which checks out.
Mm, we all made it through.
Yeah. Featuring a television show where convicted criminal runners must escape death at the hands of professional killers. It's loosely based on the 1982 novel of the same name written by Stephen King and published under the pseudonym of Richard Bachman.
Yeah.
And we watched this film, The Running Man.
Yeah, we did. We did. Yeah, I did too. So that's we. We can say we. Uh, Very loosely based on the book. Um,
Have you
I'm
read the
a
book?
Yeah, I have. I'm a Stephen King constant reader, as they say, and that's where the reference of constant listener comes from. See what I did there? Bringing the universes together. Um,
No idea what you're talking about.
yeah, you don't. But yeah, so big Stephen King fan. But Stephen King, for a while, he became so big, he was like, I wonder if I can do this again, like, but when it's not me. So hence
Mm.
the pseudonym Richard Bachman. He put out a bunch of novels under that name, and they did okay. They made some sales, no like number one bestseller lists, but they did all right. They sold, had a little following, and then he put out, I think it was Thinner, actually, a book called Thinner, and in the publishing somewhere or in some of the paperwork, it had the Stephen King's name, and the fans put two and two together. They were like, hang on a minute, I reckon this is him. Because like if you took, I remember Paul McCartney, he had a sweet line about the whole Sergeant Pepper thing. He was like, I wish we could just be anonymous and wear masks and go and play pub gigs, and no one would know it's us, right? But as soon as they started playing, you'd know it was the Beatles, right? You'd know George Harrison's licks. You get Paul's fucking voice or whatever. Like you'd figure it out. But Stephen King always, that's how he felt about it. He was like, people would know it's me because I have a style, and he did. So then they had to kill Richard Bachman, and then now they say it's Stephen King writing as Richard Bachman and all the paperwork. So, that was my rant.
Did people go back once they found out Buckman was king
Oh yeah,
and start
yeah,
buying them all and they were big hits
100%.
after?
Yeah, huge, 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 huge. And they re-release. They call them the Bachman books under the Stephen King brand, and it's like this thick thing with four novellas in it, and one of those is The Running Man. All right. He also did. Oh God, what else did he do? The Long Walk, which is my favorite book of all time. Uh, which is kind of like The Running Man. It's like dystopian future reality game show. But yeah, bunch of others. Yeah, good stuff. Get out there and read it, everybody. But The Running Man, the book, kind of similar. So, dystopian future TV game show. The character that Arnold is, what's his name? Richard something. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Is it Ben Richards? Or,
Yeah, it's Ben Richards. There you go. We got there in the end. Instead of like in the movie when they go on the show and there's like, the studio that they run through, the 4 areas or whatever, and they're being chased by the hunters. In the book, it's worldwide. It's like you're an escaped criminal and you can go anywhere you want in the world, but you have to carry this video camera, and twice a day you have to send in like an update on yourself. And you can last as long as you like, or whatever, the person who's last. But then the hunters are hunting you globally, trying to kill you. And you get extra points for killing police officers or law enforcement or a hunter. You get extra cash for your family or some bullshit. So that's the book.
Over 30 days, and if you last the full 30 days, you get $1 billion.
Oh, see, you've done your research. Thank you,
I did my research.
I did not.
And
I was just trying to remember.
$1 billion, and then you rudely interrupted me, and I lost my train of thought. And he volunteered for it in the book because he had financial problems.
Right.
And his daughter was a prostitute or something.
Mm-hmm.
And yada, 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 yada.
Yada, yada, yada.
But they made this movie.
What I liked about the book is that it was, instead of chapters, it was a countdown from 100 to 0.
That's right.
And then when you get to 0, Ben Richards, spoiler alert, he flies a plane into the TV studios, and everybody dies. But back to the film. What do you think? Was this a childhood classic for you?
It was a childhood classic, and then upon rewatching it, which is kind of interesting because I have a fact about this. Upon rewatching it, I thought it looked like a cheap TV show. Mm-hmm. It looked like it was done on a shoestring, and it was just cheap and repetitive, and yeah. And then I read that the original director was fired because he was going over time and over budget, and they brought in this guy Paul Michael Glaser, who Arnold Swarchenafricanamerican said that was a mistake because he cut a lot of corners and turned it into a cheap fucking TV show. And basically a bit of a stinker in Arnold's point of view. He stripped out all of the themes and what the whole point of the movie was about, and so we kind of got an empty shell of what the film was, what Arnold signed on for.
Yeah, I mean that's similar to my experience. I remember watching this, Saturday night movie or whatever when you were growing up at 8:30. When you're a 12-year-old kid and all your mates are going to be watching it at home. A little bit violent, a little bit, dangerous. Watch it, quippy one-liners and death, and it was great. Everybody talked about it in the schoolyard. So it's one of those movies that stuck in my mind from childhood. Never rewatched it since. So rewatching for the PNC.
Yeah.
Bit of a piece of shit, really.
It's not as good as you remember.
Yeah. I completely forgotten about all the stuff at the start, like where he's a military guy in the helicopter and then he's in prison, they've got to escape, and it's kind of like that movie Fortress, where if they cross the line, their heads blow up. And then he does The Running Man, and that's like halfway into the film. So yeah, it was a bit. It seemed like everything went really fast compared to when I saw it as a kid. It was just like over, and Arnie's won. So okay, good, good.
I just kind of thought the hunters were all pretty useless. Like they were
Sure.
kind of gimmicks. Like the Sub Zero, he was, guy with a throw, which is a dangerous weapon, but
Hmm.
they throw a cigarette on him and he blows up. And the opera
Sure.
singer seems like a pretty stupid thing in the go kart. And you're like,
Oh
that
yeah,
fat
sure.
guy's not really dangerous, is he? Like, you could,
Hockey guy was scary. Come on, the Asian hockey guy. I thought he was good with his blade for a hockey stick. Died pretty
yeah,
easy, but you know.
yeah.
Um,
Like they weren't
what
challenges. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
what I did like at the time, and I did like on rewatch, is the a that it's another film with Jesse Ventura in it, which that's going to add a few points to my rating.
Well, that's
But I
another
also
disappointment though, because Jesse Ventura doesn't really get used. There's like the worst fight in
nobody
history at
does.
the end of the film.
Yeah, but that's the twist, right? Like he gets all geared up to come in and be a hunter, and then he says, "I'm not wearing this tin can piece of shit." And then they digitally bring him in and kill him. And I thought that was brilliant. Like they made him Arnie's character in that scene, and then some other guy shoved him into the spikes. And then when it takes off Arnie's face, well, they've killed fucking Jesse Ventura. I still like that twist. You weren't paying attention to that, were
Hmm.
you? You didn't even know it happened.
It just didn't really. Yeah, you're right. I'm sort of losing interest at that point. There wasn't much of a, yeah. Mm, still,
Yeah.
yeah.
And there's a lot of quippy Arnold one-liners that feel like they've all been taken out of other films. Did you get that? Like the "I'll be back" and there's things that you could imagine Bruce Willis saying, and yeah, it's all pretty tacky.
The bit I liked the best was the hot Latin chick. Yeah,
You mean the random doctor nurse lady? She a doctor nurse? I don't know. The lady
woman. I think her character's name was. Yeah,
woman.
that was the best bit for me.
Oh, okay.
Um, and then the Richard Dawson played the Killian, the bad guy. He was also
Oh
later
yeah.
a host of The Price is Right, and he was the Mash guy. Oh shit, was it Mash?
Nah, he wasn't in MASH. Don't think so.
What show was he on?
I don't know. I didn't
He was
reckon
on. He
Love
was
Boat.
a. Was it?
No,
I forget.
no.
Anyway, he was on a long running comedy show.
Oh,
And then he was host of Price is Right. And apparently in real life, he was pretty much what you saw in this movie. He was a real cunt to all the people that worked for him
oh.
on The Price is Right. I was reading.
But like us here at Pointless and Confused Studios, I mean, we're not very nice to our underlings, are we? Really?
Mm.
Um, it's as it
Well,
should be.
they are incompetent, stupid, and ugly. I,
Yeah, there should be a hierarchy though in any workplace. You
yes,
should
we've got
have,
to keep the discipline going. And
yeah,
they
you
are
should have,
useless cunts.
and we're the stars, right? So we
Like,
we you know
there's a
we can
pecking
be very
order.
demanding.
Shit
Yeah,
rolls downhill.
yeah. When you're as articulate and well spoken and um versed in the history of cinema and music, we deserve respect.
Mm.
Mm.
Demand, really.
And word, yeah, that's a better word. Yeah, it was a D word. I knew that.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
What the hell is that noise? What did you do? What did you do to your
But
phone?
what? Nothing.
Ah, that
Mm.
was me. Did I?
Yeah, of course it was
Oh, I won my trade.
amateur.
How much did I
Uh,
make?
do you think? Oh, you're talking about money. No, we've got to talk about that off the air. Did
$10,050. Yeah.
really? How'd you make that?
That was fake money, but yeah, on the
Oh,
markets.
oh, well, it's a shame it's fake money.
Yeah.
It's yeah, bit of a letdown. But
Thank
does
you,
that
gold. Yeah.
right? Yeah, well, gold's only ever going to go up, right?
That's going down. I'm selling it, but it has gone up from, yeah, last time I looked at it. It's gone past the 2000s.
Right. What's the point of playing with fake shares?
Testing
Just,
strategies, Braden. Testing
oh,
strategy.
right. But then when the strategy works, are you then dropping, the big G on it or not?
Right. Yeah, yeah. Gold's
Right.
very volatile, but it's also a real cunt because it's volatile. But then it does big
Right.
moves. So, yeah,
I thought you'd just be investing in Tesla.
I'm doing that too. So back in, yeah, in February 19, it was down to 1260, 1250s. It's up to two grand now. Jeepers. You just held on to it.
Mm. But then you got to sell it high too. Buy low, sell high.
Yeah.
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 Right. Back on point.
Yeah.
I think we've
Yeah.
gone a little we got a little, little personal there.
Yeah, we're
Um.
obviously this isn't financial advice, but dump all your money into the markets. You can make
Yeah.
ten
Yeah.
thousand
Yeah.
and $50 like me, and I'm currently offering a 6 week course for only
Mm.
$98,000. You can be as wealthy and successful as I am.
So not very.
You're a loser if you don't take up this opportunity.
Mm. Write to us at Dan's account at pointlessinterviews.com.
Yeah, Dan's a cunt tutorials. Only 4,000 a month. You can subscribe.
4,000 a month. Best money you ever spent.
Yeah,
You too can be a cunt like Dan.
yeah. $10,050.
Well, fake money. So
Fake money. Yeah,
essentially
obviously.
it's nothing. Yeah, let's be clear about that. It's nothing. It's just time wasted.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Time wasted
Uh,
and time is money. Yeah.
time is money. Time is money.
Well, I mean, okay, well, let's get back on it. Arnie, right? What would you give me your top three Arnie films, right? Off the top of your dome. What jumps to your mind when you think classic Schwarzenegger?
Well, you got to go to the Terminator films.
Mm-hmm.
I count them.
I'll pick one because you can't have two of them. I want three things.
Well, I think I'd say the Terminator 2
Mm.
and
It's easily the better one. Yeah.
Conan the Barbarian. That's some classic
Nice.
Arnie stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we're
And I
two for
like to
two, right?
rewatch Total Recall because I haven't seen that in a long time. I'm wondering if it's good
Oh,
as I
sure.
remember, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's similar to Running Man. I haven't seen that in years. Mm.
there's a few
Mm.
turds in the Arnold Schwarzenegger collection, though, isn't there? I mean,
Well, there's not many. Come
there's a
on.
Razor.
That was great.
Everything since
It
he
was, though.
came back from being the Marinator or the Governator.
Oh, sure. Yeah, yeah. Terminator,
Uh,
Jenna shit. Yeah, that wasn't that great. Mm.
yeah. Terminator Mexican. That was another piece of shit.
Yeah, well, that was Jenna shit. Yeah.
No, there was Terminator Mexican, the one that came after that. There's another one.
No, no, no. There wasn't another one. Genesis was the last one.
No, there was another one.
No, there wasn't. Genesis was the last one.
No, Genesis was the one where the AI took over the world, like your smartphone and your operating systems. There was another one.
No, Arnie was an old man, wasn't he? And he was living as a lumberjack. That was Genesis.
Yeah, no, that's
And
not
then,
Genesis. That's Terminator Mexican.
no, no, you're confused.
Genesis is the other one with the Game of Thrones girl in it.
Yeah, I think you're thinking about the same thing.
Terminator franchise. Let's just Wikipedia this again.
Please, because we need another episode of us
Terminator.
fucking Googling shit.
Oh, fuck's sake. It said Frank. Dark Fate was the Mexican one.
Mm-hmm.
And
Was that
Terminator.
is that the newest one?
Yeah, Terminator Dark Fate was the one where there was the lady Terminator chick.
Yeah, but is that the newest one?
That's,
That's
yeah,
what I'm
Dark
asking.
Fate. In 2015, that was 2019, and 2015 was
Okay.
Genesis, which was the one with the
Okay.
Game of Thrones girl.
Okay. All right, I take it back. Nice work. Yeah, thank
You
you, internet.
fucking liar.
I'm just not a big fan. That's all. Terminator franchise went swiftly downhill after number two, and I didn't really jump back on board.
As a Terminator fan, I can say that, yeah, I couldn't even remember Dark Fate's name. I just call it Terminator Mexican. But
Yep, yeah, you're definitely going to get us cancelled because that's the fifth time you've said that, and it's pretty rugged.
yeah, but that
It's
was
like
when
cool.
they had the illegal Mexican immigrant being the hero of the human race and not John Connor, and women are just
How do you
wombs and all that.
how do you
And then they changed the Terminator theme to like flamenco music at the end. Yeah, bold move.
Yeah.
Ah, God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Right. So
And they had
running
a
man
Mexican Terminator come back from the future too. Remember that? He split in half and he was two robots or something.
honestly, no, I don't remember. I don't think I even saw it, to be fair. Dark Fate.
A lot of
Um,
Mexicans. Yep.
okay, stop saying that word. It is definitely a slur when it comes out of your mouth.
Everything's a slur when it comes out of my mouth. Yeah.
Goddamn Kiwis. Yeah. Bloody Australians. Yeah. Um,
Let's talk about the people of color for a minute.
but let's
See,
not.
see, I turn everything into a slur.
You do.
That was the correct term,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Slur.
No, people of color. That's what we're supposed to say.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's fine. I'm trying to move on here. If we
Yeah.
were, it was a Friday night, and we're down at the video store, and we had enough money for two VHSs, and we knew we wanted The Running Man, but we needed to pick a second film. What are you picking? It's a double
I'm
feature.
going to pick a previous episode we reviewed,
Mm.
My Science Project, because it's kind of like the two little trains that couldn't. Yeah.
What, like our least viewed episodes? Yeah.
Yeah, like the. Well, not that we have unsuccessful episodes. They're all giant hits, massive hits. But I'm talking about,
Yeah.
good on paper, good childhood memories. You watch them as adults and you go, gosh.
Yeah. A little tough. Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. Um, I'm going to keep it Arnie, and I think you mentioned it previously in this episode. I'm just going to go futuristic Arnie. I'm going Total Recall. It just seems like, or,
Oh,
or, or, I'm changing my answer, miss. Cross that out with a red pen. Fortress with Christopher Lambert. I think I'm going for futuristic prison. Things in their body that explode when they try and escape. There's my link. I'm going
have
with
you
that.
made it? Have you made? You're going with that one then?
Yep, that's my final answer. Yeah, Fortress.
All right.
So it might be hard to find. Yeah.
So anyway, if I go over to where's my notes? I was been staring at the light because there's bugs flying around it, and now I can't see the computer screen. IMDb gives this a 6.6. Those cold-hearted bastards. 9. The movie predicted Alexa, reality TV, and cultural narcissism, among other things. Did it? Is there an Alexa?
True.
Oh, okay. 8 came up with a rather bizarre movie that differs greatly from the story it was taken from. 6, this one deserves a remake with more body count and mayhem, plus but minus the spandex suits. And they are making a remake, I think. I think Jake Gyllenhaal is attached.
Oh, makes sense, right?
And
Yeah.
4, one-dimensional action film. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you had to recast it, right? I'll give you. I only need two characters. Give me recast the Arnie and recast the lady friend in the film. Who are you putting in?
Well, the character in the book was meant to be scrawny and
Oh,
weak person. I was
right.
reading. Is that you've read the book? You obviously know more than me.
Oh, oh, you're talking about 14-year-old Brad, mate. So that's a good 30 years ago.
um, gosh, scrawny
That's a tough one. Yeah, we
Adrian
don't have to go
Brody.
scrawny.
He's
Just,
not really a
just a,
star anymore. He's gone. Tom
just a
Holland
guy. Tom Holland. Yeah, okay.
and
See,
Zendaya. Sounds like a perfect movie already, doesn't it?
I don't know who the second person you said was. Who is that?
His girlfriend in real life, and also the girlfriend in the Spider-Man movies. The
Yeah, I still
person
don't know
of
who that
color.
is.
She's in the
Sorry.
June. She's the girl in June.
Okay, yeah, got her
Oh,
face. Yeah,
he's
right.
scrawny.
Yeah.
Timothy Chalamet
Chalamet.
and Zendaya. Running
The Running
Man.
Man. Okay,
Yeah.
see, I'm gonna go a little different. I'm gonna go classic Selma Hayek. So 90s
Ooh,
Selma Hayek. Yeah, that's my chick.
that's a hot tamale.
Yeah. And then the dude. Who's the dude?
Antonio Banderas.
No, yeah, I thought about that, but no, I'm actually thinking more aged star. Maybe like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Brad Pitt could
Bruce
pull it off.
Willis.
Bruce Willie.
Huh?
I'll be I'll be
What?
Willie. Nah, can't remember his lines. Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. Yippee ki mother. What?
Huh? Shouldn't laugh.
Poor
Shouldn't laugh.
Bruce. Shouldn't
Being
laugh.
insensitive. What? Yeah.
The dude banged Demi Moore. Give him a break. All right. What are you rating this
Oh, is that what did it?
running motherfucker?
Uh, honestly, I only go a 4.5. I think. Like it's not top
Oh,
tier.
tough. I think it deserves people's people's eyeballs. I'm gonna go, entertaining ride, very VHS B grade. You picked it up because the cover was cool, and now you're gonna make your way through it. I guess it's a it's a 6 out of 10, mate. Yeah, a 6 yellow jumpsuits out of 10. Mm,
Wow.
yeah, so it's over halfway. It's worth a watch. It ain't
I only
brilliant.
get 4.5 Latin women.
Oh,
This
woman of
actually
color.
sounds pretty good, like, doesn't it? Really? Yeah. Yeah, I can do a lot with 4.5.
What's the half? Is it like four normal women and a midget?
It's the top half or the bottom half, you're wondering. Oh,
All right. Well, here's a question for you to finish on. Right, if you had
yeah.
the choice, right, you got a mermaid, right?
Oh,
You got a mermaid. Would you go top half the classic mermaid, top half woman, bottom half fish,
yeah.
or top half fish, bottom half woman for one night? You,
Mm.
you get one night of pleasure with
Well, you're
this
not going to get a
mermaid.
lot of pleasure with a bottom half fish, are you?
Well,
Unless,
I don't know. Maybe there's like a fish hole or something. Sound-
yeah, do you? I don't
Sounds
know
like a
about that.
normal
No.
vagina.
What?
A fish hole. That sounds familiar. A fish hole.
Cancelled? Good Lord, that was offensive. Yeah,
You
I'm
can
going to
edit
have
it
to
out.
go bottom half woman and and top half
Oh,
fish and
but then
be a
you got a
traditionalist.
you got a like fish head in your face though. See that I disagree with.
You put a pillow over the fish head.
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's
You
good.
may
Well,
smother it and kill it, but
yeah.
it's only
Then
a fish.
then you could just carry on. Yeah. While
It's
it's
only a
still warm.
fish. Yeah.
Just
You
Cosby
knock
it.
it on the head with the baton. No one's, you're not going to go to jail.
Mm,
It's a fish.
yeah,
Whereas if it had a
sure.
woman's face, you'd find it quite hard to beat it on the head to death. But yeah, like that would be
Oh God.
like people. You might go to jail for
Yeah.
that one.
Possibly, yeah. But then you could just say it's a mythical creature, and they go, "Okay, that's all right."
Um,
Like Jack from Jack and the Beanstalk, that motherfucker never went to prison for killing the giant, right? Like he went up into his house, stole all the shit,
did he kill
and
the
then
giant, or the giant fell off the beanstalk
well, the
when he was
giant, no,
climbing down?
that little, thieving Jack asshole cut the beanstalk down. Remember, he axed that shit, and then as
So
it
he
came
went out
down,
the beanstalk, stole his shit,
yeah,
and then murdered him afterward.
yeah, it's like he lived in the top floor of a house, and Jack
Right.
had a big ladder, and
Mm,
he climbed up that ladder, stole all his shit, and then climbed down the ladder. And as the
right.
guy was like, "Hey, I'll get you, you little fucker," starts climbing down the ladder, then Jack just like kicks the ladder out. So yeah, he totally murdered him.
It's breaking and entering, and then cold-blooded murder.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Celebrated hero. My
So
God.
yeah, so generations of kids. Jack the Giant Slayer. Mm.
Wow. When you think of it that way, what did they do when they did the movie of it? Like, how did they explain it? I didn't watch that again and go like, it's just a fucking killer.
Yeah, it's pretty one-sided. Yeah, yeah. Do you
You know,
think?
that
Do you think
giants.
because we're a classy podcast, and because it's the end of the episode, if this doesn't go well, we could chop it out. Producer Eric, just be ready for this. Um, if
We
Jack
know how
went
that
up,
one goes, Brad. We know how
yeah,
that one goes.
if Jack went up to the Giants, his house in the sky, and he's little Jack, right?
Little
And he
Jack.
gets up there, yeah, little Jack,
Mm.
and he's normal sized Jack, and then there's giants, right? He goes up into the house, and he sees the giant. The giants asleep over there, and then he sees Mrs. Giant, right? And somehow Jack has a good supply of, the Cosby pill, right? And
Oh my God.
and you're right, and he gives it to Mrs. Giant, and then she falls asleep. Do you think little Jack's like taking a walk up her skirt, if you know what I'm saying? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Do you think that cave would be worth entering as little Jack?
Uh,
You know what I'm saying there. You're picking up what I'm putting down.
yeah. Yeah.
Would you want to try that? Like you could go in feet first if you wanted to.
And then
You know.
the lady giant overdoses, shall we say?
Well, okay, right. Yeah, I don't
Like,
know where you're taking this.
well, he killed the male giant. He's got to kill the female giant. Well, she accidentally
No,
ODs.
right. I see. Okay, I see what you're saying. Right. So I'm
Okay.
going from little man, little Jack turning himself into a human penis, and you're just like, oh, I'm going to kill this giant chick. Right.
Well, you're talking
Okay.
about roofying the giant female. I mean, don't turn this around and make me the bad guy.
Yeah. Cosby's going to have that in big supply. So, yeah.
Allegedly.
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 All right. On that giant fucking note, let's end this.
Well, we haven't really got to the end of the story.
I think we've said enough.
And then what if Mr. Giant comes home?
Well, little
Jack's in a quandary. Oh my God.
Little Jack's in there.
And Mr. Giant thinks, oh, she's just sleeping.
Mm.
I'll give her a little afternoon surprise.
Sure. And little Jack's like, an inadvertent IUD, right? And he's in there.
He's
like, he's deep in the cave, pinned against the giant cervix. And then this massive anaconda comes in this
Oh
big
my God.
one-eyed fucking thing.
This
And
is a
he's just
horrible
there.
nightmare.
He's just little Jack's getting pounded in the chest, and
He could drown.
and then all of a sudden, little Jack's just in a frothy river of ejaculate.
Oh my God. Poor little Jack. Does he make it out?
We'll continue next week. Cliffhanger.
Oh,
Yeah,
nothing but good taste.
yeah. This is. I mean, this is from the original Grimm fairy tales, isn't it? This is how they would have told it if they could.
Got slightly more grim.
It's the
I don't know
grimmest
who
of
to feel
tales.
sorry for now. Like, little Jack's in a tough spot.
Little Jack made his life choices. He shouldn't have been there anyway. This is the punishment he deserves.
If this makes it to court, you got Mr. Giant there and little Jack, and he's got like broken ribs. And you're the judge. You gotta like get to the bottom of this.
Yeah. Yeah, little Jack's in trouble. Yeah.
Now, Jack, you shouldn't have been in the giant lady's vagina. Okay? That was wrong.
Little Jack's argument would be like, if you look, I know I'm in giant court, but if you went to the giant, and you were little Jack up in an even bigger giant's house, and you had the opportunity to turn yourself into a human phallus. Are you telling me you wouldn't take the chance?
So, little Jack, you're suing for $15 million in damages for being rammed by a giant penis.
No, that's.
What I want to know is, how did you get the vagina in the first place?
It was there. It's like a mountain. Why did you climb that mountain, little Jack? Because it was there, right?
Right. And you just thought
Yeah.
she was sleeping, so you just, okay, this isn't really adding up, Jack. Get to be there.
I think any judge in his right mind would see what happened to little Jack and feel that is punishment enough.
He did murder a giant woman with grief.
No man should have to go through what little Jack went through in that cave.
I feel sorry for you, Jack, but you were doing a lot of bad things here.
Hey, the jury's going to have to deliberate for some time.
I got a black eye.
Yeah.
Difficult
swim
case.
around. He had to swim around in giant jizz for a couple of hours to get out.
Yeah. We just keep making these stories better, don't we? I mean, that's an intriguing movie. Like, if you saw the dust jacket, little Jack climbs into the vagina and gets rammed by a giant penis and then goes to court. You're like,
and then goes to court. Yeah.
Shit, that's worth an $8 rental. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's worth an overnight just to see where these fuckers are going to take it. Yeah.
You may not rent it the first time, but you go home thinking about it and go, fuck, I should watch that. Yeah.
It's just going to nag at you to like, well,
I gotta see how that ends. Yeah. The special effects in this film obviously incredible. Over $200 million budget.
No, there'll be no CGI. It'll be all practical in camera work. Yeah.
Well, you just did it all in the courthouse. And they're just recounting their stories.
Just recounting the tale. Yeah.
Why did you get in the vagina, Jack?
No, you got to do it like one of those courtroom dramas with Matthew McConaughey, like A Time to Kill. Yeah.
I ask you, sir, I ask you, why were you in the vagina? And then the jury go back and deliberate. They got to deliberate and they're arguing. I believe him.
Yeah.
Jack's an honest man.
He sold me some magic beans. Yeah.
And they were.
Yep.
Okay. Well, another perfect episode, really.
Yeah. That's